light beyond these woods, Mary Margaret. Do you think that we will go there? We'll see what makes it shine, Mary Margaret. It's almost morning and we've talked all night. Though we made big plans for 10-year-olds, you and I. If you met my new boyfriend, Margaret, his name is John, and he rides my bus to school, and he holds my hand. He's 14, he's my older man. We'll still be the best of friends, the three of us, Margaret, John, and I. Let's go to New York City, Margaret. We'll hide out in the subways. We'll drink the poet's wine. Oh, but I had John. So you and I stayed behind. But you were home in time for the senior prom. We lost John. And the fantasies we planned, well, I'm living out now. All the dreams we sang when we knew how, well, they haven't changed. There'll never be two friends like you and me, Mary Margaret. Nice to see your family growing, Margaret. Your daughter and your husband here, they really treat you right, but we've talked all night. But what about those nights? They glowed beyond these woods when we were 10. You were the rambler then. Fantasies we planned, oh Maggie, I'm living out now. All the dreams we sang when we knew how, well, they'll never change. And there'll never be two friends like you and me, Maggie, can't you see? There's a light beyond your woods, Mary Margaret. Well, I'm on the diving board at my high school, and before my high school turned co-ed, the nuns would come out and swim with us in this swimming pool, which is now no longer functional, but it was great to see them out in these weird black bathing suits with the little skirts on them and black bathing caps, and the only fashion statement that they made at all was they all wore peculiar sunglasses, and they would have wingtip sunglasses with rhinestones and the little wraparound sunglasses with the slash of shade in the middle, and very spectacular sunglasses. It was great to see them be human and be fun and know that they had senses of humor, because they were always such very intense human beings. Well, musically in Austin during the late 60s, It was a great acoustic music scene. Jerry Jeff Walker, Michael Martin Murphy, Carolyn Hester would come back to town and play quite a bit. It was just a great scene of writers. Guy Clark, Townes Van Zandt. And as a young girl, I was very fortunate to have parents who would take me to hear them, because they all played in bars where you couldn't be if you were under 21, unless you were accompanied by your parents. And my parents were great at taking me around to hear the music that I wanted to hear. My dad was a big fan of folk music anyway, so we just kind of palled around together to go hear people play. There was great joy in our household when I was a child, with my parents being beatniks and hanging around with people who were somewhat eclectic and played weird instruments, came to the house, played music, had hoot nannies. I feel very fortunate that my parents exposed me to that when I was young. I did my first professional gig at the age of 14 on a Thanksgiving evening downtown at the Red Lion Cabaret. I made $11. It was a great evening. Nobody came. I was terrible, but made 11 bucks. Playing music was just all I ever wanted to do. And the road of playing acoustic music was set out for me by the heroes that I had to go hear in my young years. And I never knew that other towns around the country didn't have that acoustic music scene. The road that I followed was the road that they had paved for me as artists. And I never knew that it was the road least traveled until I started touring myself. I learned a lot of other people's songs when I went to school here, because I played for folk mass every week, and I learned a lot of Bob Dylan songs, a lot of Tom Paxton songs for folk mass. The nuns were very involved in the anti-war movement, and so we played a lot of folk mass songs that got on our side. Times They Are A-Changin', type of songs in folk mass, and I learned a lot. It was much like my parents, who were involved in the civil rights movement. I thought this was normal for everyone, everywhere, that to be involved in such things, because I had had it in childhood through my parents, being involved in the civil rights movement, and then in my high school years through the nuns in my high school. So I just thought that everybody did that exercised their right of freedom of speech and the right to protest. And I learned most of my greatest lessons of life here on this campus. Austin, Texas is my hometown. I'm a rarity because Austin is a mecca for the music industry, and people migrate here and musicians move here from all over the world, but it is actually my hometown.
There's something very basically Texas about her voice that really strikes a chord in my own heart.
We love her albums. We listen to them every day, in the car, at home.
First time I ever saw her was on the night of an eclipse of a full moon. She was playing in a little place called You Scream Ice Cream here, which is an ice cream store and beer joint in a converted 7-Eleven store when she was just getting started. And we all went out and hung out in the parking lot and watched the eclipse of the full moon.
When I used to live in Montana, and my boyfriend lived in Seattle, and I had to drive 7 hours every weekend to see him, and I would listen to that song when I got lonely on the road, and Nanci pulled me through, and she was talking about character of Caroline pulling her through last night in Hard Times, but she's the one that pulled me through.
You know, you'd say, oh, we're going to go see some folk music. They wouldn't think twice about it. But if you can get them to sit down and listen to it, a lot of people really, I think, really enjoy it. There's real sincerity to her stuff.
Well, the folk songs, I don't know, they just take you back somewhere that you didn't know you needed to go till you get there.
Nanci Griffith was good to me and played songs for me before I was governor and before she was famous. This is her last performance before she starts on her world tour and doing the European leg of it. And I know that they're going to know that you can take the girl out of Texas, but you can't take the Texas out of the girl. Nanci Griffith!
The governor of the great state of Texas, Ann Richards.
We're going to start out this show in a celebration of my new album of folk songs by songwriters who inspired me to become a songwriter with one of my own songs that we know well, and then we'll move into all this material that we don't know so well later on in the evening when it won't bother anybody too much. Thank y'all for being here.
Bankers swarm like locusts out there, turning away I yield. Trains roll by our silo, silver in the lane. It leave our pockets full of nothing but our dreams in a golden grain. Have you seen the folks in the liner downtown at the station? They're all buying their tickets out and they're talking the Great Depression. Our parents had their hard times 50 years ago, when they stood out in these empty fields and dust as deep as snow. And all this trouble in our fields, this rain can fall, these wounds can heal. They'll never take our native soil. What if we sell that new John Deere, rework these crops with sweat and tears? And you'd be the mule, I'll be the plow. Harvest time, we'll work it out. There's still a lot of love here in these troubled fields. There's a book up on the shelf about those Dust Bowl days, and there's a little bit of you and a little bit of me in the photos on every page. Our children live in the city and they rest upon our shoulders. They never want this rain to fall or the weather to get colder. All this trouble in our fields, if this rain can fall, these wounds can heal. They'll never take our native soil. But if we sell that new John Deere, then we work these crops with sweat and tears. And you'd be the mule, I'll be the plow. From harvest time, we'll work it out. There's still a lot of love here in these troubled fields. And you'd be the mule, I'll be the plow. From harvest time, we'll work it out. There's still a lot of love here in these troubled fields. Thank you.
This song was written by a woman who inspired a lot of people to become a songwriter. And when she passed away in 1986, so prematurely, we all just missed her dearly in it. And this last New Year's Eve, sitting and speaking with Emmylou Harris about her music inspired me to go ahead and make this album and make her song the song that started off this album project. And it's a great honor this evening to have Emmylou Harris come out and join us. And to have two guitar players who both played with Kate Wolf, Pete Kennedy over here on the acoustic guitar,
as well as the guitar player who played all of those beautiful guitar licks that you've heard on Kate's records over the years. Miss Nina Gerber, come join us. Kate walks across the Great Divide. I've been walking in my sleep, counting troubles instead of counting sheep. Where the years went, I can't say. I just turned around and they're gone away. And I've been sifting through dusty books and faded papers that tell stories I used to know, and it was one that happened so long ago, and it's gone away yesterday. Now I find myself on the mountainside where the rivers change direction across the Great Divide. Now I heard how the morning softly as the night was small with a question, and I replied, but he's gone across the border now. He's gone away yesterday. Now I find myself on the mountainside where the rivers change direction across the Great Divide. Is the one that comes between the edge of night and the break of day. It's when the darkness rolls away, and it's gone away yesterday. Now I find myself on the mountain when the rivers change direction across the Great Divide, and it's gone away yesterday. Now I find myself on the mountainside. It's when the rivers change direction across the Great Divide.
I never met Kate, but I loved her music. I always thought one day we would meet, you know, and I had not heard that particular song of hers. There were some others of hers that were favorites of mine. And the song just had an immediate effect on me. It was very special, very beautiful, everything about it. And it's one of those songs that comes along and makes you realize that you're really glad that you're in music.
This is the oldest song on the new album of folk songs, and it was written in 1877. And it's a song, it's in a woman's voice from a woman's heart. And I was amazed to find out that it had been written in 1877 by two gentlemen. And one of them's name was G.P. Cook, and the other one's name was Ralph Roland. And it's such a sensitive song. And but the mystery of how two men in 1877 wrote this song really, it was a mystery while we were in the studio. We all discussed it, Carolyn Hester, Arlo Guthrie, Chet Atkins, Emmylou Harris. We were all sitting around discussing how could this have happened over 100 years, this woman's song, this woman's voice coming out of two men. And Arlo said he had the answer for it. And I expected a great Arlo Guthrie cosmic answer, because if you ever needed a correct cosmic answer, you could call Arlo up and he'd give it to you. He'd have it right there in front of you. But instead of that great cosmic answer, Arlo just said, Nancy, it took two of them. It took two of them to write that song. But Emmy came in and she sang Sarah's lower part, and Iris DeMint came in and sang Maybelle's high part, and it was great fun. And we made Iris sing the high part because she's the new kid on the block, and nobody likes to sing a high part, and we made Iris sing it. So, and tonight I'm Chet. So, are you tired of me, darling?
Are you tired of me, my darling?
Did you mean those words you said
That made me yours forever? Since the day when we were wed. And tell me, would you live life over? Would you make another wife? Are you tired of me, my darling? Answer on me with your eyes. Do you ever rue the springtime
when we first each other met?
How we spoke in warm affection, words my heart can never forget. And tell me, would you live life over? Would you make another wife? Are you tired of me, my darling? Answer on me with your eyes. You think the bloom's departed
From the cheeks you thought so fair.
You think I've grown cold-hearted beneath the load of woman's cares. And tell me, would you live life over? Would you make another wife? Are you tired of me, my darling? Answer on me with your eyes. And tell me, would you live life over? Would you make another wife? Are you tired of me, my darling? Answer on me with your eyes.
I was trying to be a singer and songwriter, and I had just started out. And he gave me a tape that he made of this person, Nanci Griffith. And so I listened to that, and I liked it a lot. It seemed like the more I listened to it, the more I liked it. And then I got to where I liked it so much I couldn't turn it off. And then maybe a few months after that, she came to a theater in Kansas City, and I went to go see her. Unfortunately, I left the show a little discouraged because I thought, man, I could just never, I couldn't even imagine myself getting in front of a room full of a handful of people and the things that she was doing. And she had like an hour and a half of these great songs, and throughout the years, I would say that her music has continued to encourage me.
Come home late and you come home early. You come home big when you're feeling small. You come home straight and you come home curly. Sometimes you don't come home at all. So what in the world's come over? What in heaven's name have you done? You've broken the speed of the sound of loneliness. You're out there running just to be on the run. I got a heart that burns to the feet, and I got a worried and a jealous man. How can a love that last forever I get left so far behind? So what in the world's come over you? What in heaven's name have you done? Broken the speed of the sound of loneliness. Out there running just to be on the run. It's a mighty mean and dreadful sight. It's crossed the evil line within. But how can you ask about tonight? We ain't got one word to say. So what in the world's come on? What in heaven's name have you done? Broken the speed of the sound of loneliness. You're out there running just to be on the run. So what in the world's come over? What in heaven's name have you done? Broken the speed of the sound of loneliness. You're out there running just to be on the run. You're out there running just to be on the run. You're out there running just to be on